Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Teaching English on Dروس Super Goal 3. Before we start, I would like to welcome my colleague, Mr. Fawaz Al-Aqil, the interpreter to the sign language. Before we start, let's review the objectives, what we are going to achieve at the end of this class with the students, inshallah. First, the student will be able to ask questions in the past simple. Also, they will be able to use some and any in conversation. Also, the students will be able to use why and because, asking about feelings. The students will be able to give advice for some symptoms and illnesses. And the last objective of today, the students will be able to identify the past form of some irregular verbs. Now we are starting the revision of Unit 1, Unit 6, 7 and 8 from Sober Goal 3. You remember we studied Unit 6, what was it like? Unit 7, what happened? And Unit 8, what's wrong? And today we're going to study the expansion unit after these 3 units. In this unit we're going to make a revision on these 3 units. Okay? This expansion unit is divided into 5 sections, as you can see here on the board. Section number 1, language review. And today, inshallah, we're going to study or to answer some exercises. There are 5 exercises. Exercise A, B, C, D, and E. All these exercises make a revision on these 3 units. Also, in the coming class, inshallah, we're going to study reading. In this reading, we're going to read a passage, the title, Foods, Truth and Lies. What are the true things that so many people believe in food, and what are the lies that they believe on food? Also, in the writing section, there is also a task that students will be able to write about healthy and unhealthy food. In the project, also, students will carry out a project to make a research about healthful diet, the things that we eat and they are considered as healthy, good to eat. And also the chant along, we will study at also the last section, the right answer. You will listen to a chant and also you will have some knowledge, some vocabulary, some reading, and you will enjoy this lesson, inshallah. Okay, our today's lesson, as we said before, is language review. We're going to answer 5 exercises. Each exercise is about a specific thing about these 3 units. Okay, we start with exercise A, that is going to be on page 72. This exercise is going to review information questions in the simple past. Okay, the title, this exercise is taken from Unit 6. You remember the title of this unit? What was it like? When you want to ask a question, there are some information questions, like you can see here on the board: where, when, why, who, what, and how. These are called the information questions. These information questions can be asked also in the present and in the past. Look at this paragraph, short paragraph. When somebody says, I get up, okay, you realize from the very beginning that the verb get up is in the present. Why? How do you know that it's in the present? The form of the verb get is in the present is get, okay, different from the past. So you realize that this person is telling something that happens regularly. So he says here, I get up at 6 o'clock every day. I have a cup of coffee before I leave home. I am at work by 8 o'clock. These are the words you can see here in the red font indicate that these sentences are in the present. Okay, all of these words are in the present. If we change the same paragraph here into the past, we need to change all these verbs. Okay, let's see it here. I got up. When somebody says I got up, directly you realize that he or she is talking about the past. I got up at 6 o'clock. Instead of every day, we use the time expression here, yesterday. Okay, so I got up at 6 o'clock yesterday. Instead of I have, here we use I had a cup of coffee before I left home. Here in the present we used leave home. But now because we talk in the past, we say before I left home. Left, okay? You remember in the previous paragraph it was I am at work by 8 o'clock. But now we're talking about something happened in the past, yesterday. So we change the verb be, am, into was. He says here, I was at work by 8 o'clock. If you want to ask about the actions that this person does in the present, you say, what does he do? But if you ask about the past, as you learned before in Unit 6, what did he do? Okay, so we are going to have an exercise on that here. How good is your memory? Now we're asking you about your memory now. How good was it? What are the things that you can remember now from long time ago? Answer the following questions about your past. Write complete sentences. When you write complete sentences, you have to take care of to start with a capital letter and to end your sentence with a full stop. This is very important in writing, as we learned before. The first question here, notice here, you directly know that this question is in the past, the information question here, who. Who here we're asking about a person. Whenever you see the WH question, who, you realize or you know that this question is about a person. The next step here, you should know about the tense, the time of this question. How do you know it's in the past? You see the verb be here, it is in the past was. The past form of the verb be. Who was your first grade teacher? You need to think the first teacher that taught you or who taught you when you were in the first grade, when you started school. You need to start with like this one here. You can see in the picture here. This is the first teacher that taught you. Okay. Also the second question here. Also we're asking about who, a person. But you need to notice here where. It is clear that where here is about the past, but not about a singular one, about more than one. So you'll know that the noun that comes after where here should be in plural. What do you mean by plural? Means more than one, not singular, not one, more than one. So here says, who were your best friends? You see here, the S here in the noun friend, that means more than one. Okay, who were your best friends in primary school? You need to remember to check your memory if you can remember who your friends were. Okay, were because it is in the past when you were in the primary school. Okay. Also here question number 3, what was? Here we are not asking about a person. The WH question here, the information question, is not asking about a person. What? A thing. Okay. What was the first book you read? Okay, notice here two words that indicate the past. What was the first book you read? The first book that you remember before you started reading, and you should mention this book. So here we are asking about what? A thing. Okay. Notice the verb here, read. It is read actually. This is the present, but here it is read. The same spelling, but we pronounce it as read. Read. When you say I read a book, that means you do it regularly. When you say I read a book, that means you did it in the past. Okay. Let's move to question number 4. Also here we're asking with when. Here when asks about time. Okay. But next thing we need to know what time the person is asking us. Is it what tense? Okay. It is clear that it is in the past. You see here was. When was the last time you ate? Also here ate is the past form of the verb eat. I eat my breakfast every day. Yesterday I ate my breakfast. Okay. So here the question again, when was the last time you ate in a restaurant? This is the first question. Then when you tell the time, you need to answer another question here. What did you eat? What is the thing here? Okay, notice here the WH question. When, we're asking about time. What, we are asking about thing. Also you need to know the time, and it is clear that all these two questions are in the past. Why do we use did here? Because we're using a verb. Okay, what did you eat? When you answer this question, you say I ate so and so. You mention the thing that you ate. Okay. Next one here. How long ago did you have a haircut? A haircut, when you cut your hair, like this guy here, he's cutting his hair. The question here, how long? Also here we are asking about the period of time when that happened. Also we have the auxiliary verb did here, which indicates that we are asking about the past, but when we use did, we use a verb. We should use a verb. When did you have a haircut? And you will notice here, have should be in the infinitive because we have did, as we mentioned in the previous unit, unit 6. Next question, what did you have for breakfast yesterday? Also here we're asking about a thing. When you want to ask about a thing, you say what. When you ask about a person, you say who. When you ask about time, you say when. When you ask about a place, you say where. When you ask about a reason, you say why. When you want to ask about a method or a way, you say how. Okay. Also the question here in the past, we have a verb here, have breakfast, and you answer like this. I had my breakfast, like for example, 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago. Okay. This is the question about the past. What did you have for breakfast? You should go now to your book and write your own answer about these questions and check for your memory. Your memory, if you can remember these things that happened to you. Some of them long time ago, some of them happened a few hours ago. Okay. Now we move to exercise B. In this exercise, we're going to review also unit 6, but in this exercise we're going to learn the language people typically use in a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant to have a meal, to eat something, what is the language that you usually hear or listen to? Or what is the language that you use to order food, for example? Okay, this exercise will help us learn about it. So here, exercise B wants us to complete the conversation. A, when somebody asks here, this is one student or one person asking his friend, why don't you have chicken? Why don't you have here, like this one, this is a chicken, why don't you have some chicken? Okay, some chicken. We use some here when it is an affirmative sentence. When you expect the answer like this, it can be no thank you, no thank you, I eat meal. So read the next sentence here, you will realize what is the thing that you need to fill in the gap. I am a vegetarian. A vegetarian is the person who doesn't eat meat at all. Okay, so we can say I don't eat meat. I am a vegetarian. Number 2, another conversation here. How about here we can say some seafood. Also he suggests something. The shrimp here are very nice. This is the shrimp. You can see the shrimp here. The shrimp here are very nice. This is what his friend suggests. He can find some shrimps in this restaurant, and this restaurant gives good shrimp. Okay, I can't eat seafood any. Why do we use any here, if you still remember? Because it is in the negative. I don't eat any. In the case of negative, in the case of question, we use any. If it is an affirmative sentence, normal sentence, we say some. You remember that? I get red spots on my body. So he has allergy. Something happens to his skin when he eats shrimps or seafood in general. So he says here, I get red spots on my body when I eat shrimp. Here we use when to specify the time. We don't ask here because we have sometimes, as we mentioned in the previous slide, that when can be used to ask about time. But here it's not about asking, it's just telling the time. At the time I eat shrimp, I have spots on my body. Okay. Conversation number 3. Here is also another question. Would you like some dessert? Here also this expression, as we said, can be used also to offer something, and it is a polite and a good way to offer something. Would you like some dessert? Dessert here means the sweet thing that people usually eat after a meal. Would you like some dessert? Would you like a cup of tea? Would you like a cup of coffee? This is a very good and polite way to ask or to offer something. Okay. The answer, yes, good idea. Do you have fruit? You remember we told you when you want to ask about something or when you want to make a negative, we use what? We use any. Okay. So here, do you have any fruit? He's asking about fruit. The answer says no, we don't have. We don't have. Here also a negative, so we use any, as we said before. Another sentence here about piece of chocolate cake. Okay, how about a piece of chocolate cake? Now the waiter or the friend here is offering something. How about? Okay, it's a good way also to offer, like would you like something? How about a piece of chocolate cake? The answer says I am on diet. What's the meaning of on diet? When somebody is on diet, that means he is not eating or she is not eating particular food. Okay, why? We'll know here. I'm trying to wait. Okay, he doesn't want to be overweight. He wants to be slim. He wants not to be very with the weight, with the overweight. Okay, so he says here, I'm trying to lose weight. To lose weight means to reduce his weight. He doesn't want to be heavy. Okay, exercise C, that is in unit 7. The title of this unit, if you still remember, what happened? What are we going to learn in this exercise? If you still remember, in unit 7 we studied how to use the question why. Okay, and we told you earlier that when you want to ask about a reason, you say why, and usually the answer of why is because. Okay, but here we're going to ask about the feelings. So here this exercise reviews feelings and giving reason with because. When you see somebody like these faces you can see here indicate happy, excited, worried, for example, sad, and so on. Okay, in this lesson or in this exercise we are going to answer and write answers. Use your own ideas. Okay, now here, why are you angry? When you see somebody angry, okay, not happy, upset about something, you can ask this question to know the reason behind that. Why? Okay, and we expect the answer to be because. Okay, like this one. Now you can see he is angry. If you want to ask about the reason, you say why. How do you say it? Why are you angry? And here this person is surprised. You can see him surprised. So how can you ask why are you surprised? And number 3, why are you relieved? Okay, relieved here means, as you can see here in the picture, happy or satisfied about something. Okay, why are you sad? Look at the face here. This guy here or this face indicates that the person is not happy. Is not happy means sad. Okay, why are you worried? Okay, look at the picture here. This person is worried about something and he's afraid that something bad might happen. Okay, why do you feel bored? Why do you feel bored? When you don't have anything to do, you feel bored. How can you answer this exercise? It's very easy, very simple. As we said, you need to use because. But how to form the sentence? Like this one here. You say, why are you so angry? You can say, I am angry or I am so angry because something bad happened. Like this. You can complete it according to what you think this guy here is angry because. Why are you surprised? You can start like this. I am surprised because. You can complete surprised because I saw something surprising. Okay. Number 3 here, why are you relieved? I am relieved because, and you give a reason for that. Like for example, because nobody was hurt in the accident. If you still remember in unit 6 that we studied before. Why are you sad? Okay, I am sad because somebody injured in the accident. Okay. Also you can say here, if somebody asks, why are you worried? You can say, I am worried because my brother is late, for example. I'm worried about him. Next here, why do you feel bored? You can answer like this. I am bored because I have nothing to do, for example. Or you can write your own reason, but you have to follow the same structure here. I am bored because. Okay, we go to exercise 6 here. This exercise is revising Unit 8, What's Wrong? In this exercise, you review illnesses and giving advice with should and shouldn't. When you see some people having a problem or health problem, okay, there are some indicators. If you remember, we call it symptoms. Okay, and here you can give advice to advise this person what to do. Okay, you will talk about symptoms, and also these symptoms indicate what kind of illness the person has, and after that you give advice. Now look at the doctor here. He is examining a child, okay, or a patient. We call it a patient if he is in the hospital. So what's wrong with him? We can find out when we learn about it in this exercise. Write what is wrong with the people in the pictures, then write what they should or shouldn't do. Follow the example. Usually when we give advice, we use the verb in the imperative form. Get this, take this, drink this, and so on. But sometimes we use should and shouldn't. Okay, when you think that this person has to do something in particular, you use should. Okay, now look at this picture here. You can tell what's wrong with this guy here. Look at him. He has a problem. It is clear that he has a toothache. Very good. So Yahya here, his name is Yahya. He needs to go to a dentist, or he should go to a dentist. Here, this is Muna, okay, and you will give her advice to rest. It's clear that she has a headache, okay. And here also these two children, you can tell that they have what? Very good. They have stomachache. The children have stomachache. So what should they do? They should avoid, or they shouldn't eat junk food. Let's see how we can use full sentences about number 1 here. Yahya has a toothache. He should go to the dentist. He should go to a dentist. A dentist is the doctor who treats teeth. Okay. Next, number 2 here, Muna. Muna has a headache. Okay. What should she do? She should rest. You will advise her. She should rest, like this one. The children have a stomachache. What should they do? They shouldn't eat any junk food. And you are wise and clever, smart. You know that junk food is bad for your health. You have to be careful about junk food, not to eat much of this food. Okay. Next, also here, we can tell that Farah needs to get hot tea. Why? You advise her to get hot tea. This is what we're going to learn when we write the sentence. Here, what does this guy here have? What does he have? He has Ali and Imad. These are two persons. They need to get medicine. Okay. What's wrong with them? You will find out, and you can tell from the picture what's wrong with them. Ahmed, okay, should not go swimming. Why? You can tell because he has something in his ear. What do you call the illness that the ear has? We call it earache. Okay. Number 4 here. Farah has a cold. She should drink some hot tea. Okay. Next, number 5. Ali and Imad have a cough. They should take some medicine. You can see from the picture here, Ali and Imad, that they have a cough. So when a person has a cough, he or she should take some medicine. In number 6, Ahmed goes swimming. Why you advise him to go swimming? Ahmed has an earache, pain in his ear. He shouldn't go swimming. When you have pain in your ear, when you have earache, you shouldn't go swimming. Exercise E, the last exercise of today. This exercise reviews the simple past tense of regular and irregular verbs. You know, in English, we have two kinds of verbs. Verbs that follow a regular pattern, adding ed to the verb gives you the past. This is very normal. Like play, you use it in the present. I play football. When you talk about the past, you say I played football. I visit my friend every day. Yesterday, I visited my friend. I need a pen. if you talk about the past, you say, I needed a pen. But there are other irregular verbs that the past form of these verbs change completely. Okay, changes completely. Like when you say be here, the past is was, were. You can find that on page 83. You need to review it and study it very well. Become, becomes, became. Buy, what's the past of buy? If you still remember, if you buy something from the shop or from the grocery, and if you talk about the past, you say, I bought something. Also, come becomes came. Cut, when you use it in the present, you say cut. In the past, you say cut. Do, the past of do is did. I do my homework. I did my homework yesterday. I draw in the art lesson. I drew in the art lesson. I drink coffee every day, but yesterday I drank coffee. Okay, drive, drove. I drive a car every day. Yesterday I drove a car. I eat my breakfast at 8 o'clock. Yesterday I ate my breakfast at 8 o'clock, for example. Fight, fought. Okay, the two animals fight every day. Yesterday the two animals fought. Okay, find, the past of find is found. Get, the past of get is got. And give, what's the past of give? You just change the I into a, so you say gave. Go, I go to school every day. Yesterday I went to school. And the last verb, hang, the past of hang is hung. Okay? Now let's answer this exercise. Exercise E, as we said before, that is a field trip report. Somebody is giving a report about a field trip. That is Timothy Brown, PE teacher. What is a PE teacher? PE means physical education teacher. Sport, the teacher that teaches sport at school, we call him or her PE teacher. Lakeside School. Okay, complete the field trip report. Use the past tense of the verbs in parentheses. Now you can see the verbs that are written in the red font here. You need to change all these verbs into the past form. As we learned before, the junior class, we can say, went on a field trip to Camp Sunshine during the spring vacation. Unfortunately, means unluckily, we had lots of problems on the trip. First, the bus break down. What's the bus of break? So broke. So we say broke down when we finally arrived, okay, at the camp late at night. We found that the cabins, what happened to the cabins? Not have, so we use it in the past, we say didn't have. And you notice here the verb have should be in the infinitive form. Didn't have any heating. We, because we are using plural in the past, we say were here. We were cold all night. And Steve, you use wake up in the past, so the past of wake up is woke up with a cold. Okay, this is the rest of this exercise. Eat becomes ate, get becomes got, take becomes took, and here not feel, we can say didn't feel. Okay, notice that when you use the negative form in the past, you should use did with not, and the verb should be in the infinitive. On the second day, Dan hurt. The past of hurt is the same, hurt. His knee playing football, and here the verb catch, we use it caught. Caught Steve's cold. Okay, and the last one here, feel, felt. Give becomes gave. Pack in the past, packed, because it is a regular verb. Come becomes came. And by this we come to the end. Until we see you in the next class, thank you very much and see you again. Goodbye.